Welcome back to the Two Guys Named Chris show.
Deft. Smooth.
Thank you. You always got. I knocked my pen onto the floor as I was talking.
And I thought to myself, well, he could probably get through a segment without a pen. And then I thought, no, he can't.
No, I like. I make notes.
You make these scribbly notes that no one can read.
That's right.
You and Biggie tried to decipher them at the end of the program.
Later, I'm like, what
did I write here?
Does that say booger?
Yeah.
Biggie, why did I write bulbous?
It says here anal beads. Did I bark that out of context?
You know, you think you'll remember too, but when it's over, you're like, why did I say anal beads? Why was there a time that I just?
Why would I brought that up? Yeah. I don't even remember saying it.
You don't realize how much time actually passes.
I know. It's like the whole world changes during the span of this program.
Right.
And I say, and let's look at it. Why does it say Mad Dog and anal beads? That's a weird, you look back on it, like, I don't, where did that, what did that happen? How did that happen? But I dropped the pen on the floor and then, smoothly went down to get it.
Not much of a break, because I guess it bounced.
Yeah.
You got a favorable bounce.
Just right. I could see it. It was just right. Yeah, I got a good easy hop there to play. And then I said to Biggie, and maybe it's, I don't know.
Got a breath from leaning over?
Yeah. And I was up late last night. I was pickling until deep into the night last night. Just
regrets?
None. Zero. Really. That tip that my friend Rick gave me about putting my arm behind my back at all times, we thought it was a wind up, and it may have been, but it might just be mentally. It's a game changer.
Has it given you better balance?
Yes, that's it. When I'm trying, I play it now like a coxman or something, swordsman, like I'm on a horse. I've got my arm out behind me as I'm playing, and it keeps me in the ready position better. And I just said to Biggie, I think I'm ready to go and make a living as a professional pickleball player. Leave all this behind. And Biggie said,
I wouldn't.
Look, we've had some cockamamie schemes launched.
Yeah.
Many of our coworkers have tried to chase their dreams of fame and fortune, and they have crashed and burned on the shores.
That's right.
That's the one thing, and I think we all get goosed up by success stories. Mm-hmm. But most people, like you hear of, the stories. I went to Hollywood on, with just my car and $500, and I made it. But there's a lot of people who ended up turning tricks out there.
Yeah, just
and
a million out the bottom of the porn industry.
$1 million for every one that made it. It's hard to see that and keep it in perspective. Like once I wanted to chase my dreams of being a television entertainment reporter. And I told our boss that I quit here and went and
you got the job.
I got the job.
A good springboard job. Position.
Yes, for 6 months or so. And I told our boss here at the time, I'm going to go chase my dreams. He goes, huge mistake. Huge mistake.
But you thought in your head, as you sat across from him, as he told you huge mistake, you thought, I'm the next David Letterman.
Exactly. I thought I'll go work local news and then and I'll be the host of the late night show. And he said, you will never do that. And cold dose of reality.
Big cold dose.
And I said, I'm going to chase my dreams. And I said, look what David Letterman did. He said, for every David Letterman, there's a million guys, turning tricks.
Spit out the bottom of the porn industry.
Of the porn industry. And he goes, you don't really have what it takes for the porn industry, do you?
No.
I said, I can do it. He goes, you can't. Like, I can hear it in your voice. Mm-hmm. While I was telling him.
You'll always be straight guy tricked into turning gay.
Exactly.
That's what he said. Always be your role.
That's what he said to me. As I was telling him, a huge storm brewed outside, and like thunderclap. I said, I'm going to do this. He goes, take that as a sign. Don't do it. I did it. 6 months later, I came back with my tail between my legs. And he goes, I completely told you this would happen. Mm-hmm. You are not made for it. It's awful.
Here's your new job.
Yep.
Here's your pay cut.
That's right. And then I said, can I get back in the 401k? Not for a year. No.
You are no longer vested.
No way.
Enjoy your pay cut, sit right there, do the same thing you were doing. And that's what I did, and I gladly accepted that fate.
Yep.
That's exactly right. The little entertainment news. We just had a story about Scott Stapp. If you don't know who that is, lead singer of Creed. The song is that he, got famous for his Arms Wide Open. We had a story recently about him in Put Up or Shut Up. Fascinating. That he, sadly, when his girlfriend broke up with him years ago, attempted to jump off of a building in Miami, a hotel, and a rapper named T.I. was staying in the same hotel and heard him on the balcony nearby and went and helped him out. This was T.I. telling the story. It's such a great story You just can't hear it enough. This was during Put Up or Shut Up a couple of weeks ago, and T.I. told that story.
Me and Phil and my old lady, Tamika. So we go and we check in, and the first thing I said was, "This a little bitty ass room." But then Phil and I said, "Well, I'm gonna go out here and smoke a joint." So we go outside, smoke a joint, and we start hearing like, and I thought Phil was a heavy set dude. So I was like, "Is you hungry, motherfucker?"
Great storyteller, by the way. T.I. Great storyteller.
Oh, yeah.
Is you hungry, MF? Because he heard, no, wasn't him making the noise. It turned out to be Scott Stapp.
That ain't me. What you mean? Then I started noticing, that's a human. So when we walked out to the uncovered area of the patio and looked up, was Scott Stapp. I didn't know who he was. He was just a white man hurt. And he broke his legs, I think, but he was still trying to get up and move to finish jumping. And I was like, nah, just sit back, chill out. And Phil say,
Okay, the offer that was an offer of the marijuana cigarette. You want to puff on this? And Scott said, "I'll pass." And he
passed on grass.
He passed on grass.
Yeah.
He was in great pain. He broke both legs. He was saved right there, and then went on, got married, now has kids and everything. That song with Arms Wide Open is about his kid. Like, I'm welcoming you into the world, arms wide open. Now, Scott Stapp is telling this story about, he's a meme now, apparently this...
yeah, you see him quite often in meme form.
What's the reason?
I didn't know that.
Why is that?
I guess
that song is real...
Yeah, he's very posable in memes with that kind of like... I mean, the Arms Wide Open video was pretty ridiculous for the time, too.
But as you told us, T.I. only told the story after Scott Stapp said, "Yeah, go ahead and share my story."
Well, he had written it in his book. Scott Stapp had. So when T.I. read it, he's like, okay, I guess I got the okay to go ahead. Because he never talked about it before, which is an incredible story.
Right.
Now, Scott Stapp was asked, what's it like to be a meme? And he said, I love it.
I'm proud I'm a meme. How many people get to be a meme? One day I was driving my nephew and my son, my oldest son, Jagger, giggling in the back seat. I was like, "What are you guys laughing at?" And they just kept laughing. And then all of a sudden I hear, "We're home, and then my nephew just busts out laughing, you know what I mean? And my own son, who I wrote the song about, is making fun of me, mimicking my voice.
He did it too.
Full circle.
Yeah.
God, I used to hate that song. I used to go, my personal trainer and I used to hear that. In
The old one?
Yeah, the old one. The one that you said I killed him.
Yeah. Drove him out of the business.
We don't know if you killed him for sure.
Right.
But, I mean,
We know.
rumors.
I was his last client.
He probably faked his death.
Yeah, I was his last client. And I remember his head was in his hands and said, I can't work with this guy.
I can't do this anymore.
We used to hear that song all the time. It would come on the radio. And he would tell me how much he hated that song. And that, now it's a meme or whatever. And his son, who it's about him, was making fun of Scott Stapp. It has come full circle.